Let's get to some news here, you guys. Today in Congress, Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified about the president and all his scandals. Yep, he called Trump a con man, a cheat, and a racist. Trump heard that. It was like, great, now I need a new 2020 campaign slogan. And a new Tinder bio. That's right, Cohen went in front of Congress and called Trump a con man and a cheat. Then he followed it up by saying, he taught me everything I know. But Cohen's testimony was on every TV channel, and I heard that it was also aired on Russian TV. Really? Yeah. You know it's crazy when even Vladimir Putin was like, pass popcorn. It's getting good, it's getting good. You guys see this? At one point, Cohen discussed what Trump said about his son, Don Jr. Watch this.
Mr. Trump had frequently told me and others that his son, Don Jr., had the worst judgment of anyone in the world.
In response, Don Jr. was like, Dad talked about me? Wow. And get this, Cohen also said that he's responsible for making sure Trump's SAT scores never leaked. It's safe to say the only time Trump's seen a 1600 is when he passes the White House mailbox. Later on, a congresswoman asked Cohen how many times Trump made him threaten someone on his behalf. Check this out.
How many times did Mr. Trump ask you to threaten an individual or entity on his behalf?
Quite a few times.
50 times?
More.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably.
600 times? Double it. 700 times? Square that. 800? Times that by infinity. Wow. During his testimony, Cohen showed a check that he says Trump used to pay him back for Stormy Daniels' hush money. Take a look at this. It's for $35,000. Well, it turns out the president wrote checks to Cohen for all sorts of other expenses, too. Take a look. First, Trump wrote a check for a private investigator to find out who the masked singer is. Really? He also wrote a check for taking Don Jr. and Eric to Six Flags and leaving them there. And finally, Trump sent a check to Cohen for hush money for my barber. Oh, well, he writes too many checks. You guys, Cohen's testimony was such a big deal that it completely overshadowed the summit between Trump and Kim Jong-un. You could tell Trump was upset because at one point he leaned over to Kim and said, how much to fire off a nuke right now? Don't ever hit anything. But get this, I heard Kim Jong-un actually brought his sister to the summit. It got awkward when Trump went up to Kim's sister and said, which one are you, Chloe or Courtney? And later on, Trump gave Kim a pretty enthusiastic handshake. Check out the way Trump's arm swoops in there. Watch this. There you go. Yeah. Trump shakes hands like a used car salesman who's desperate to make a deal. He's like, so we got a deal. It's yours, right? That's yours. You own it now. That's your car. You own that forever now. Well, throughout the day, Trump actually posted a bunch of photos about his summit with Kim Jong-un to his Instagram story. Let's check it out. Here's the first photo. It's Trump and Kim at dinner. If we tap it, we see that Trump wrote, love being here in Vietnam, nom, 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 nom. Here's the next photo in the story. You tap it and you see Trump wrote, that feeling when you and your bro are about to touch tummies. And finally, here's the last photo. Tap it and Trump wrote, hashtag face swap. He's having fun. He's having fun.
Come on.
Here's some good news. Target is now selling wine for just $10 a bottle. Meanwhile, Walmart just tapped a keg of Natty Light in the patio section and said, go nuts. And finally, today, Oprah lost $58 million after Weight Watchers stock went down. Even worse, thanks to Weight Watchers, she'll never gain it back. Yeah.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.